Alright, welcome to the first video in my new formulating series. You guys asked for it and I'm finally delivering it. So today I'm going to teach you how to make your own herbal infused hair growth oil. So this oil contains castor, hemp, aloe vera, safflower, Bhringraj, and vitamin E oil. It also has lavender and eucalyptus essential oils, and it is going to be infused with fenugreek, peppermint, and rosemary herbs. So this is the formula that I created for today's growth oil. I'm going to be making a 240 gram batch of this oil. If you need help writing formulas and converting them to grams for percentages, I will put some resources down below because I am not going to go into detail or teach that in this video. So the first thing I'm going to start with is dehydrating the herbs that I'm going to use for this formula. That is because natural herbs and plants have a water content. So if I put them in the oil the way that they are, I'd be introducing water into the product, which puts the product at risk for growing bacteria. Dehydrating them allows me to suck the water content out of it without sucking out the nutrients. This is very simple to do. I do this in my air fryer. It takes less than 10 minutes. All I did was Google the temp that I needed to dehydrate these herbs. If you don't have an air fryer, it's 2025, maybe think about getting one, but you can also do this in your oven. The process just takes quite a bit longer than if you have an air fryer. And you just want to make sure that they are completely dried out and nice and crispy before you take them out of the air fryer or the oven. And let's get right into it. Grab your scale and whatever you're going to weigh your ingredients in. I am using a beaker, and then we're going to start with our very first ingredient, which is castor oil. So the castor oil is a big chunk of this formula. It is 30% of the overall formula. And so for a 240 gram batch, that means we need 72 grams of castor oil. Castor oil has amazing properties. It's known to increase moisturization and gloss of hair. It's also rich in fatty acids and nutrients, and it is just known for improving the growth and health of your hair in general. So we're just gonna add that to the beaker until we get to 72 grams. So the next oil that I'm going to add is hemp seed oil. The hemp seed oil makes up 15% of the overall formula. So for a 240 gram batch, I'm going to add 36 grams. Hemp seed oil is so high in anti-inflammatory properties that it is known as one of the most effective nourishing oils that you can use. On top of that, it's packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fatty acids. So it's overall just a very beneficial oil to use in a growth oil product. So next up is safflower oil. It makes up 25% of the total formula. So I'm going to need 60 grams of the safflower oil for a 240 gram batch. So y'all know how we're always talking about how hair length, hair thickness, hair growth, how all these things are related to genetics. Well, safflower oil stimulates the hair growth promoting genes while also suppressing hair loss related genes. So overall, this is just a great oil to not only treat hair loss, but to help your hair grow. And next up, we have a tried and true, well-known growth stimulating ingredient, which is aloe vera. Aloe vera oil is making up 11% of the total formula. So for this batch, we will need 26.4 grams. Aloe vera is known to help with hair loss, alopecia, as well as treatment for dry and brittle hair. So next oil, one of my favorites, is Bhringraj Oil. It's also known as false daisy. It makes up 17% of this total formula. So for this batch, I'm going to use 40.8 grams. Bhringraj is an ancient Indian herb. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But anyway, it's an ancient Indian herb that is known for treating hair loss and stimulating hair growth. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I started to get a little bit scared that I didn't pick a big enough beaker because my beaker is a 250 milliliter beaker, and generally like the grams and milliliters usually equal out. Oh, but it was getting so close to the rim. But anyway, so now I'm gonna mix all the oils together because there are some oils that are more viscous or more thick than others. So they will stay separated if you don't mix them. As you can see, the castor oil was at the bottom. It is the thickest oil. It is so viscous and it will stay at the bottom if you don't mix them well. And just, you wanna make sure all the properties are mixed in anyway. Something that I should have mentioned earlier, but I forgot, so I'm going to mention now. In between each ingredient addition or oil addition, you want to make sure that you're zeroing out your scale. So that little T on my scale zeroes out my scales, and that just takes the number to 0 so that you can accurately measure each additional ingredient. All right, moving right along, the next addition is vitamin E oil. This is 1% of the overall formula, so I'm going to need 2.4 grams of the vitamin E for a 240 gram batch. Now, vitamin E is a very strong and powerful antioxidant, and I believe that any formula that contains oil and natural butters needs an antioxidant. Those antioxidants not only add beneficial properties to the formula itself, but it also prevents the natural oils and butters in the formula from going rancid. Now for a little razzle dazzle, I'm gonna add the essential oils. The first oil up is the lavender essential oil. The lavender essential oil is 0.8% of the formula. So that is only 1.92 grams of a 240 gram batch. And I've just basically added this for scent. Of course, lavender has a lot of other soothing properties, but that was the main reason I added it to the formula. Next up is eucalyptus, and that is 0.2% of this overall formula. So that is only 0.48 grams. Eucalyptus aids in hair growth by stimulating blood flow and circulation to the area. So once I have all those, I'm going to give them a good stir to make sure everything is well incorporated. So now we're going to bottle the oil. The type of container you use is personal preference. I prefer to use plastic bottles because I like to be able to squeeze and get an excess amount of liquid if I need it, and you just can't do that with glass bottles. But like I said, it is personal preference. These are similar to the bottles I use for the hair growth oil that I sell, except those bottles are amber, and I just love these bottles with the bamboo top. They're just my favorite. So I'm gonna fill this all the way up to the top. You wanna leave a little extra space because once you add your herbs in there, the bottle's gonna fill up just a little bit more. So let's talk about some of the properties of the herbs that we're going to be using in the oil. So rosemary has been used for centuries to stimulate hair growth. It promotes blood circulation and it treats early baldness and dandruff. Peppermint can not only be used to help add fragrance to your oils, but it is also a root awakening oil that helps stimulate the scalp and the follicles. And last but not least, we have fenugreek seeds, which can reduce hair loss. It can improve the overall health of your scalp, and it also helps to promote growth. So I added 2 stalks of rosemary and 1 stalk of the peppermint, and I really should have added the peppermint first because it was so crispy and dry that it just flaked all over the place. You can also crunch your peppermint up and add it that way so you don't make a mess like I did. And then in terms of the fenugreek seeds, I did want to measure out how many seeds I was adding so that if I make this formula again, it'll be more accurate. So I weighed about 5 grams of fenugreek seeds to add to the formula. And then once the herbs are added, I'm gonna add whatever remaining oil from my beaker that will fit into the bottle. And that is it, y'all. Our first formula in the formulating series done. Now, in terms of infused oils, you could heat the oil up like at a very low temperature with these herbs inside to infuse it that way to be quicker, but when you leave it inside the oil, it's just going to infuse over time. Plus, there's always the risk that you are going to cook some of the nutrients out of the herbs. So I just consider this a safer way to make a herbal infused oil. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave any questions or comments you have down below. as well as what type of formula you want to see next in this formulating series. And until next time.